you've answered questions about whether you are moving closer, or you believe the U.S. is moving closer to striking Iranian nuclear facilities. Where's your mindset on that?
I can't say that, right? You don't seriously think I'm going to answer that question? Will you strike the Iranian nuclear component? And what time exactly, sir? Sir, would you strike it? Would you please inform us so we can be there and watch? I mean, you don't know that I'm going to even do it. You don't know. I may do it. I may not do it. I mean, nobody knows what I'm going to do. I can tell you this, that Iran's got a lot of trouble.
US President Donald Trump called for Iran's unconditional surrender Tuesday, ratcheting up tensions and marking a new escalation to the air war between longtime enemies Israel and Iran, now into its 6th day. After meeting with his National Security Council Tuesday to discuss the conflict, Trump wrote on Truth Social, "We know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding," referring to Iran's Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. While he said there was no intention to kill Iran's leader for now, he added, "Our patience is wearing thin." Trump had spoken to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu by phone on Tuesday, according to a White House official. Meanwhile, the US president also dismissed a verdict by his spy chief, Tulsi Gabbard, in March that Iran was not developing nuclear weapons. Responding to reporters on board Air Force One Tuesday, Trump said, quote, "I don't care what she said, I think they were very close to having one." In clashing with his spy chief, Trump now appears to side with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's justification for launching strikes last week on Iranian nuclear and military targets.
Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, rejected US President Donald Trump's demand for unconditional surrender on Wednesday. It came as thousands fled intensified Israeli airstrikes in the Iranian capital, Tehran, prompting Turkey to tighten security at the border it shares with Iran. In a recorded television speech, Khamenei said Americans, quote, "should know that any US military intervention will undoubtedly be accompanied by irreparable damage."
Did the Iranians reach out to you?
Yes?
And what did you say?
I said it's very late. You know? I said it's very late to be talking. We may meet. It's I don't know. There's a big difference between now and a week ago, right? Big difference.
Israel's military told Iranians to leave parts of the capital for their safety while it struck targets. It said 50 Israeli jets had struck around 20 targets in Tehran overnight, including sites producing raw materials, components, and manufacturing systems for missiles. The prospect that Trump could bring the United States into the war has raised the stakes since he abandoned a G7 summit and met his security officials in Washington on Tuesday. Iran's ambassador to the United Nations in Geneva, Ali Bahraini, told a news conference he already saw the US as complicit in what Israel is doing.
If we come to the conclusion that the United States is directly involved in attacks against Iran, we will start responding to the United States.
Iran has been exploring options for leverage, including veiled threats to restrict access to the Gulf through the Strait of Hormuz, the world's most important shipping artery for oil. Tehran has in the past threatened to close the strait, but has never followed through. While inside Iran, the biggest attacks since the war with Iraq in the 1980s have wiped out an echelon of senior leadership. Authorities have allowed fewer images of destruction to circulate than in the early days of the bombing, and a ban on filming by the public has been imposed. In Israel, sirens rang out warning people of Iranian retaliatory missile strikes.